How to eat healthy when you have no time. If you find yourself so busy that you barely have time to cook or find healthy food choices, you're not alone. Between kids, work, volunteering, and new opportunities, millions of Americans often focus on quote unquote life priorities and end up making dietary decisions that have adverse health consequences, including weight gain and energy loss. Find out how to combine the best of worlds and eat healthy while taking care of the things and people who matter to you. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. I'm very happy to have you today, and I'm doing fantastic. I hope you are doing marvelous as well. And if you're doing as marvelous as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, tea, or vodka, and let's roll. Today I want to talk to you about how to eat healthy when you have no time. Now, before I jump into the nitty-gritty, I want to quickly shout out to some of our most loyal fans and listeners, including Victor Boyd in Evansville, Indiana, to Emerson Macy in South Bend, Indiana, and Macy Evans in Carmel, Indiana. Thank you so much. Number one, buy home-cooked meal kits. Right now, this is very important because a lot of people nowadays don't have time. So it takes time to gather recipes, plan what you're gonna eat, go to the grocery store, choose the food, and all those things is just very complicated, especially if you work very crazy hours. Is very complicated. The good news is that there has been in the last 10 years an emergence of companies that sell meal subscription boxes, right? So you have tens of such companies that box up multiple meals worth of groceries, and the good thing is they deliver them to your house each week, right? So you got to think about, is the cost of that subscription worth my time, right? So you got to sit down and think about how much it will cost you if you were to take the time to do the meal planning and shopping yourself versus the convenience of another party doing it for you, right? So you can buy home cooked meal kits. Some of them are really good. We're not really here to endorse one particular company, but some of those companies offer pretty good meal kits. And you just have to specify what you want, right? Do you want low carb, low calorie, gluten-free, vegetarians, vegan? The choice is diverse, right? So make sure you do your research and understand exactly what you're getting before getting it. Those companies also have apps, so you're able to track your food. You're able to track your calories. You're able to track your metabolic progress as you buy the foods from them. All right, so you can track everything on the app. They have a fitness section of the app and a shopping section of the app. So you have it. It's pretty interesting. So home cooked meal kits is one way to eat healthy when you have no time. Number two, you can cook your own food. Right? I was talking earlier about if you don't have time to plan your meal, okay. But now, if you have the time to plan your meal or you love eating your own food, so plan your meal, right? What is meal planning? It's basically whatever way you organize yourself to cook a meal, right? Whether it is dinner, lunch, or breakfast, doesn't really matter, right? So you have to make the plan before you go shopping, right? So it really depends on your schedule, on your personal situation. Some people plan a month in advance or 2 weeks in advance, or some people, they just plan even 3 months in advance. I've seen people in my own family who would plan meals 3 months in advance. So what they do is they will freeze, neatly labeled packets of soup and stew, right? So it's really, really up to you. So you want to find something that works for you, something that is both enjoyable, delicious, and effective for you, right? So now, in terms of thinking about cooking your own food, you want to check out a few factors. You want to check out your time, the time where you're available. Are you going to shop once a week, or in the afternoon, or in the evenings, right? You need to find a way to create and save your recipes, right? You can also ask your partner or roommates or family, what they like to eat. You want to keep a meal journal. This is very important. You can even start a calendar, right? So the thing here is that you have to find a way that works for you, and trying to prep food as soon as you get back from the store, because the last thing you want is to get in some kind of laziness and procrastination, where the foods are fresh, the veggies and other types of foods are fresh, and you're waiting 3 or 4 days before cooking, right? So you don't want that. So you want to cook them ASAP. And the good thing here is that you can freeze them, right? So you can make a double batch of that sauce, or you can you can make a double batch of soup, stew, chicken, a chicken broth or bone broth, whatever it is, cooked beans. Throw all those things in the freezer, right? And you can let 2 weeks go by, or a month go by, or a quarter go by, and those leftovers will look fresh and tasty. All right, so this is very important. Another thing that you want to think about when it comes to cooking your own food is to always keep a well-stocked pantry, right? Meals are easier and quicker to prepare if you keep your pantry well-stocked, right? So you don't have to constantly go to the grocery store just to get a bottle of olive oil or something else, right? So you don't want to do that, right? And also when it comes to vegetables such as spices, or some of those vegetables that really go bad very quickly, you want to find a way to store them too, or freeze them. All right, I will talk to you right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We're still here having a conversation about how to eat healthy when you have no time. And now, if you like the clarity and content, the clarity and the quality of the content so far, please consider subscribing to this channel and turn on the notification bell so we all are aware of what goes on when we drop a new show. You are comfortable, you can receive it, you can check it out, you can enjoy it, and also share, like, and comment below. Now, I want to give a shout out again to some of our most loyal fans and listeners: Ariane Gregory in San Diego, California; Brett Simpson in Santa Barbara, California; and Caitlin Ferguson in Santa Rosa, California. Tip number 3: find healthy restaurants. Now this is very important. You can use an app, you can go online. The idea here is to find a healthy restaurant. And try to stay away from the fast foods and other types of restaurant. Now, how do you define healthy restaurants? You want to find a restaurant that uses local products, that uses a lot of veggies and fruits, that uses the canned and processed foods as little as possible. The thing here is that it is very difficult, but with a little research and asking people around and reading the reviews online, you should be able to pinpoint a few restaurants in your area. You can even use some of those local directories of restaurants to find out which restaurant is really local and is really using local products, right? The idea here is to get a restaurants that allow you to eat comfortably, but not really increase your weights, right? You want to eat comfortably and healthily, but with a lower amount of calories. Okay, so this is very important. Now you can choose, in those restaurants, you can choose veggie-based entrees, or those with baked, broiled, or grilled fish, or skinless chicken, right? Those are the kind of healthy choices I was speaking to earlier. Look for meals that are not greasy or oily. This is very important, right? Ask to substitute veggies or salad for fattening sides such as fries, coleslaw, or butterlet, and mashed potatoes. Don't do that. Right? Don't do that. This is some of the things that are very important to keep in mind. And if you crave dessert, you want to opt for fresh fruits. You want to opt for if you want ice cream, make sure it is veggie based ice cream, for instance. Right? You want to go for something that is as low in calorie as possible. Again, the research might take a while at the beginning, but once you find 2 or 3 or 4 restaurants in your area, you should be good to go. All right. Number 4, opt for better fast food choices. Now, fast foods are very popular, of course, but it's not always healthy for you. But in the last few years, there have been a set of what I call hybrid fast foods. In other words, they were fast foods, but they are on the healthier side. They take a look at their ingredients. They include more veggies and fruits in their ingredients. They include more local products. They include less fattening food, less greasy food. So you want to check that out. You want to check that out now. The the thing is that a lot of folks think that eating fast food means you have to eat, salty fries or a fatty cheeseburger. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. And the good thing is that if you were to choose, please choose fast food restaurants that have their menu with calorie counts online. Right, so you can take a look, and if you are eyeing this wonderful sandwich and you go to a sandwich shop, make sure that you look at the calories so you can see the kind of healthy choices that you choose. For instance, do you want whole wheat bread? Do you want mayo? Do you want extra veggies? Do you want some fruits in between? Whatever it is, make sure that you actually see the calorie count beforehand. Some of those restaurants even have soups. They have soups and salad. Right now, one thing we've seen is that in research has shown that ethnic restaurants offer their own build your own bowls, if you will, vegetarian or vegan options, or grilled meat and vegetable plates. Right, so you can choose those. So this is very important. Now, anywhere you go, whether you go to a regular restaurant, a healthy restaurant, or a better fast food restaurants, make sure that you avoid fried food. I'm talking French fries, I'm talking strips and nuggets, chicken strips rather and nuggets, onion rings, right? You want to avoid those, right? The thing is that a burger is higher in saturated fat than a grilled skinless chicken breast sandwich. All right, always trying to order the smallest prizes. Very important in terms of size. You want to eat with your eyes, and you want to eat until satiety. So it's very important. And now go for water, right? Go for low fat milk, but don't go with sugary drinks. Sodas are should be just a big no-no in your diet. All right, I'll be right back right after this. Do not go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of Sweetie Kiwi. We are still continuing our conversation about how to eat healthy when you have no time. And I want to acknowledge some of our beautiful listeners and viewers, including Bradley Kahn in Trois-Rivières, that's in Quebec in Canada. Emerson Atkinson in Saint Jerome, that's of course in Quebec. And Victoria Dodson in Drummondville, also in Quebec. So Bradley, Emerson, and Victoria, all the way from the beautiful Canadian province of Quebec. We really appreciate it. Now, here is a recap. To eat healthy when you have no time, buy home-cooked meal kits. Cook your own foods. Find healthy restaurants. Opt for better fast food choices. All right. Now, when it comes to a call to action, we like to give a call to action in any of our show. And today, the call to action is very straightforward. Here are some tips to help you and your family adopt a healthier eating style, right? So you want to include fruits and vegetables, whole grains, beans and legumes, nuts and seeds, right? You want to include also fish, ideally oily fish with omega-3 fatty acids. You can use skinless poultry and lean animal proteins and plant-based proteins. You want to limit the following: sweetened drinks, right? Sodas, so on and so forth, sodium and salty foods, saturated fats and dietary cholesterol, fatty or processed red meats, right? If you want to eat meat, select leaner cuts. Stay away from refined carbohydrates like processed grain foods, right, or added sugars. Limit full fat dairy products, and you want to limit also tropical oils such as coconut or palm oil, right? One thing you want to avoid completely, and this is very important, is trans fat and partially hydrogenated oils, right? And those are found in some commercially baked and fried foods. So you want to really stay away from those. Those are really bad for your health. All right. Thank you so much for listening to this show, and until next time, stay marvelous.